Hello, everyone, and welcome to Late Night Love. I'm posting this later at night because I'm using a couple of decks that are a little racy. I've already got all my stacks laid out, so I will put timestamps down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do want to hear if this resonates for you, so let me know in the comments if this resonates for you. I love the comments. I read them all. Right? So this is just going to be for you and whomever you're thinking about while you're watching this video. It can be your twin flame, your soulmate, your whatever you want to call it. Doesn't make any difference. Male, female, doesn't matter. Okay. General reading is going to resonate for everybody. So, check those other placements, sun, moon, rising, and especially Venus, because your Venus sign represents how you are in relationships, in love. Right? All right. So we're going to start out with Aries. All right. So like I said, I've got several decks here. All right. So the first one here is the Three of Cups. So this is oftentimes celebration, community, those kinds of things. But I feel like there's almost this sense of it's supposed to be a happy time, but there's something going on. Let's find out what it is. Oh, okay. I feel overwhelmed. I feel like there is somebody here, maybe both of you feel overwhelmed, but I think that one of you is kind of picking it up from the other one. So it's like somebody's either dragging their heels or making excuses or is too busy or whatever it is. And it could even have something to do with like an engagement party or moving in together, something that's supposed to be like a happy time. And it's like there's just a lot of excuses, a lot of interference. They're running a lot of interference, right? Aha. Here we have secret lover. So one of you has someone else. There is a third party in this connection. That's the reason this happy time doesn't feel as happy. I don't like that for you, Aries. And the devil. Look at that. So, yeah, somebody's got something going on the side. And that is why they are not being honest with you. That's why they're dragging their heels. And this could be you too. And this is a judgment-free zone. Okay. No judgment, just reading the cards. But again, somebody has a third person. Somebody has a third person. Somebody has another person, right? So this one says phone sex. Talk dirty to me, open yourself up, expose me to all your animalistic desires. So it's like you're catching this person on the phone and they're telling you that it's somebody else and it's not. Because right now they're having a hard time getting a way to see that person. So they're talking to them on the phone. You may catch them through text messages, phone calls, whatever, the Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you kids are using these days. And then it says, stop with the questions. So every time you ask this person, what's going on? Something doesn't feel right. They're like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? You are with a narcissist. Okay. This is a person who it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. And I hate that for you, but I would rather you find out now than later. All right. Interesting. Okay, Taurus. First card, we have the Knight of Wands. So it's like this person is very passionate, but it's very fleeting, if that makes sense. Like they're all in during sexy time, and other times they're kind of flaky, which isn't necessarily bad. I mean, it might just be who they are as a person. Oh, grow some damn balls already. Okay, so this is, it's like you're constantly asking them how they feel, which is such a typical, question that guys get mad about. We talk about your feelings. But the reason is because it's like they can only express themselves in the bedroom. And I feel like that's partly because it's just who they are. But at the same time, I just get sorry, I gotta take my sweater off. I get the feeling that this person is like a sex junkie, if that makes sense, which none of this is bad. It's just who they are. Interference. They always switch the subject when it's time for them to talk about their feelings or say I love you or talk about anything emotional at all. It's like they don't want to talk about their past. They don't want to talk about their childhood. They don't want to talk about their past relationships. You're in love with them and they're in love with you. There's just a lot of this person also, kind of like the Aries reading, this person, they just changed the subject. It's not similar to that person, but there's a lot of interference, right? King of Cups. You really just want this person to open up and talk about their feelings. This King of Cups is emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent. They've mastered those emotions and they're not afraid to talk about them. And that's kind of what you want and need from this person. And this person wants and needs the exact opposite from you. So you guys got to find some middle ground. This person, wants like intense sex. That's their idea of showing you how they feel or showing you how they love you. A thrill is needed. That's exactly what this person is saying. They're like, I don't want to talk about my feelings. Let's just do it. Right? So this isn't because the person doesn't love you and doesn't want to be with you. But I feel like it almost has you doubting, like, it's got you doubting how they feel about you because they don't communicate in the same way that you do. Are you worth my time? It's like you're asking them this and they look at you like you've accused them of cheating or like they, did something horrible and they just are different than you. You guys, it might be a good idea to kind of, I don't know, even go to like couples therapy or counseling or some kind of a communication workshop because this is, it's like there are fireworks in the bedroom and you're happy with this person and they're happy with you and they love you and you love them. There just is very, very different ways of communicating. And again, this could be something from their past, but again, it could be something from your past too, right? Everybody handles trauma differently and it presents in different ways in everyone. Ooh, that was kind of deep. Okay. Gemini. First card out of the deck. I'm going to pull it from underneath. Old wounds, 5 of Cups. Yeah. There's something going on here that it's like the past is keeping you from moving forward. Not that you don't want to be together, not that you don't love each other, but the past is keeping you from moving forward. It's kind of it's like you've gotten everything that you can get out of this relationship right now. Now there needs to be some serious communication, healing, discussions, those kinds of things. And it has to do with your past, probably both of you. The problem is I can't trust you. So what's going on here, and this could be one or both of you, is maybe, you've been cheated on or betrayed somehow in the past. And it's like you just can't allow yourself to trust them, even though they've not necessarily given you any reason not to. Right? It's like you just can't. You're not sure why. And here we have the real deal. So this relationship has the capacity to be forever, right? To turn into a long-term commitment or even marriage. But there's some communication that you've got to get through. And here we have the 6 of Wands. Absolutely. So this is all about winning, right? Victory. You can get there. You're just both going to have to dig your heels in and kind of start working on things on a deeper level, right? Love and lust. All right. So this says separated love can be painful. It teaches us to surrender to patience and grow. When it's meant to be love returns with transformation. So again, it is meant to be. And you guys are going to get to that beautiful sweet spot. You just have to work together. Can you handle me? This person might be worried, or you might be worried, or both of you might be worried that some of the things that you're going to communicate about will push the other one away. But I feel like it's the exact opposite. Okay. I feel like it's the two of you really need to just kind of explore your past with one another. This is a theme. I feel like this is because the first 3 readings have been very similar. You just have to work at it with this person, right? All righty. Ready for, I'm putting timestamps down, so I'm writing down the times. Anyway, Cancer. So here we go, Cancer. Ace of Wands. Woo! Firecracker in the bedroom, right? Both of you. Firecracker in the bedroom. No doubt about that. And this is a passionate new beginning. You guys could be new. I feel like this is a couple who may have like jumped into bed before they did anything else, right? Maybe it was just a one night stand and it was meant to be, but it turned into something different. And here it says, I don't believe you anymore. It's almost like you're using your own actions against this person. You both jumped into bed, not just one of them. So it's not like you can judge them and not like they can judge you. But there's this insecurity, underlying insecurity. And here we have Casanova, swept off your feet. This happened for both of you. You weren't expecting it. You weren't, it was just going to be sex, I think. I really do. But all of a sudden, now it's something different. But the way that you two came together has one or both of you being like, oh man, I can't trust this person if they'll just jump into bed with anybody. Well, they did the same thing. You did the same thing that they did. You both did it together. All right, here we have the 8 of Wands. You guys could have met on like online dating or somehow online, Tinder, Facebook, whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of sexting, right? And you mean everything you say, but so do they. They were not expecting to really fall in love with you, right? Divine love, spiritually married. Yeah, this is a connection that's meant to be. It was destined. It's just that neither one of you was ready. Neither one of you were expecting it. Neither one of you thought that it was going to turn into this. It's like you just thought it was going to be a one night stand. Well, then it just turned into this like super hot fling, right? And now you're both in this situation where you're like, we were not expecting this. We did not think that this was going to happen. And now we're head over heels and it seems too good to be true, but it's not, right? So that doubt in your mind it's both of you. It's not just one of you. You mad, bro? I feel like this is the universe saying to both of you, like, we did this beautiful thing for you, brought you together, and now you're upset about it. Now you're like, this isn't right. It's too good to be true. And the universe is like, really? You mad, bro? Like, why? I gave you this beautiful thing. I love that for you, by the way. I really, really do. All right. Moving on to Leo. All right, Leo, here we go. 6 of Wands. So, I feel like, Leo, you're in a place now where you have really, if you look at this picture, it's like she's standing on the top of the mountain, right? Just with that big pack on her back. You've gone through a lot, Leo, and you're finally free of it all. It's like whatever has been, last year was rough, right? The year before it was rough. It's been rough for a while, but, it's almost like you are finally free of all the excess things and burdens that have weighed you down. And now, now you're ready to live. You're in this kind of like winning mindset because you've conquered all of these horrible things. And so now you're ready to take on the world, right? And this says, I can't get out of my head about you. You've got somebody probably from the past that you're thinking of, obviously the past, if you can't get it out of your head. You've carried this person, this relationship, this love with you for a long time, right? Hence the pack on her back. You're not ready to give up yet. Whether this person is attainable or not, you're not ready to give up because something about this person is still within you, okay? And a lot of times that means there's a soul tie in one way or another. Lovers in the night, temporary. So here's the thing. One of two things. It may have just been a temporary situation in the past. Obviously, that's why you're not with this person now. But also, this person might reach out to you, even if they're with someone else, especially if they're with someone else, and want you, but only for sex. And the Hanged Man could be a Pisces, but this person can't get you out of their head any more than you can get them out of your head, right? So it's very back and forth. It feels very twin flamey, very like runner chaser, which is the reason you can't get them out of your head, your mind, your heart, your soul, your body, whatever, because there's a tie. There is a very strong tie. You have went through every single lifetime together, whether you were with them or not. You have been through every single lifetime together, and you will continue to be with them in every single lifetime. Okay. I love the way you soothe my fear of love. So I feel like this person, you just knocked them off their feet. They thought you were too good to be true. And I think that's why they probably bounced. But they also bounced because you called them on their shit, right? But they also didn't want to have to lie to you. They just didn't want to come clean. They weren't ready to do that yet. They just weren't. And that's a lot of times how twin flames work. But this person maybe never had a relationship like they had with you, and it scared the hell out of them. Okay. Cry me a river. That's you, like, you know what? F it. I don't feel bad about your immature emotions. Because if you cannot act like a grown-up, if you cannot love like a grown-up, if you can't be in a relationship like a grown-up, then good riddance. But at the same time, you love this person so intensely that you can't shake them, right? You can't get them. You can't get them out of your head. That Kylie Minogue song, "Can't Get You Out of My Head," comes to mind. But again, this feels very, very twin flamey. All right, Virgo. Here we go. Let's do it. Ace of Cups, a new beginning, right? I also feel like you're working on self-love right now, but I think if this hasn't come yet, it will. I hate that I still cry over you. Okay, so this is a person that you were with in the past and you still love them, and I feel like they still love you, but it just didn't work for one reason or another. No matter how many times you break up, you always get back together, okay? Perfect match. So you're meant to go through this with your person. This is the person that you're supposed to be with. This is the person that, even though it feels impossible 90% of the time, it's that 10% of the time that is so amazingly beautiful and perfect. That's why you can't let go. And that's why they can't let go. And everybody around you is like, oh my God, would you guys just stay away from each other? We cannot handle this. Like, what day is it? Are you together, or what day is it? Are you broke up? What day is it? Six of Cups. Yeah. So this feels like a twin flame also. We just had that from Leo, but this is somebody that you have a soul tie with, right? You have a lot of memories together. And you keep giving each other chances because you love each other so much. Okay. And here we have familiar love. Yeah. I've known you before. Our love goes back many lifetimes. So this is somebody that, again, is a soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. You guys have spent lifetimes together. And I feel like you're meant to be together. You just got to figure it out. Like there's, you just have to work on it. That's kind of been a theme here. You just have to dig deeper. You have to be willing to communicate. You have to have that trust, because to be vulnerable is very uncomfortable. But that's what you need to do. You need to just be stripped down and very, very vulnerable. And I think if you can do that, you can start to move forward and things will get better. Okay. Now, if it causes more arguments, you may need a little referee in there, right? Like a counselor, a therapist, a social worker, a chaplain, whatever it is. Okay. Whatever it is. So here we have, I don't like talking about my issues. That's both of you. That's the reason you break up all the time. You're both two peas in a pod. That's exactly what you are. You're meant to be with this person. It just feels so impossible at times that you would rather not do it than deal with the work. But, that's kind of an immature mindset. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because spiritual growth is spiritual growth. We all are in the same place at some time or another in our life, right? It's being able to break it down and do the work. Also, please remember that this is retrograde, so you're going to have a lot of these past relationships just bouncing around out there. It's up to you what you do with them. All righty. So now we move on to Libra. What's going on for Libra? So here we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is, ultimate achievement. This is that legacy relationship. This is what you want, what you may have, or what you're working towards. And I feel like it's been a long road. And I feel like it's been really burdensome and very trying and very exhausting. But you love this person so much. So here we have, your friends are influencing you badly, and I hate it. Yeah, don't let your friends do that. Now, this could be a situation where your friends are trying to ruin this relationship for one reason or another. If you have people around you only saying negative things and trying to tell you what to do, rolling their eyes at you a lot and whatever, those aren't the friends to be talking about this relationship with, right? Only share so much. Put the work into your commitment, into your relationship. So here we have love language, deep conversation. That's exactly what you need. You have to air out all these issues, and it may seem like it causes more problems, but what it's really going to do is kind of clean the slate so that you can get back to being, the people that you want each other to be. There's, maybe a lot has happened. Obviously, people have lives. Shit happens. That's the way it is. But you have to really, really, really be committed to this other person and not let other people try and tell you what to do. And I almost feel like it's like a new relationship or a new friendship, sorry. And whoever is, feeding you all this crap is a very codependent person. And they're saying all of these things because they want your undivided attention. That's unacceptable. Okay? Oh, we have the Tower. Again, you have got to have these serious talks and get these other people out of the way if you want a clean slate. The Tower means everything falls apart, but it makes room for the new that's coming in, right? It makes room for the things that are great. I always say it's like a cat that comes in and like knocks everything off the table, right? It creates space. And Tower moments are scary. You do not want to lose this person. You love them. But somebody is whispering in your ear, and it's not okay. It's unacceptable. They have no right to be saying the things that they're saying. But there's some kind of a fear of dealing with issues, and this has been consistent through here. All right. This one says, it's mine. I'm territorial. I protect what's mine. I'm obsessed with you in a healthy way. So this is how your person feels about you, right? They are 1,000% into you in every way. They love you in every way. They love every inch of you in every way. They're having a hard time understanding what's happening. And I really do think it's because of this person that's whispering in your ear. Like, it seems like they mean well, but all they do is pull the negatives out of every conversation you have, point out the flaws in your relationship, point out the flaws in your person. Okay? I have no problem dropping people. This is where you need to get to. And here's the thing. You may have even argued about this person, this friend telling you all this crap. And this person may have even said, you know what? If they're not good for me, I have no problem just cutting someone out of my life. Well, it may not be that easy for you. And this could be vice versa. Okay? I'm just letting you know. But you need to get to this point. You need to get to this point because whatever is going on that's influencing this relationship, that person's not going to be around for you forever. That friend isn't, but your partner is. The person you're in love with is. Okay, so 86 that person right out of your life. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpio? Well, here we have Temperance, okay? So this is, I feel like you're trying to be really patient with someone, with your person or them, you, but it's really hard, right? You're like fire and water. It's just can be overwhelming, but the universe is working on this relationship. Now, what that end game is, I don't know. Titus, no, buddy. Get out of there. Titus Clay. Thank you. Silly dog. Nope. Get out of the dog food bag. Thank you. That's not even your dog food. Okay. Well, here we go. That ego of yours will be your downfall. So we're dealing with a person, whether this is you or them, with somebody who's just very egotistical. It's very King of Wands energy, right? Because the King of Wands is the Emperor in a lower vibration. Arrogant, cocky. But here's the thing. They talk the talk, but they can walk the walk. They can back it up. They just haven't learned how to be humble yet about it. Titus Clay. Good gravy, son. So they just haven't figured that out yet, right? And here we have love lyrics. It's like no matter how hard you try and get away from this person, everything makes you think of them. You turn on the radio, every single song that you hear is about them. Every movie that you watch is you, and it's just, you can't get away from it. Well, you can't get away from it for a reason. Titus. No. Lay down, baby. Titus. Dear Jesus. Okay. But again, I feel like this is because you're meant to be with this person. I feel like this is your person. You're just real frustrated right now, but they probably are too, because nobody likes to be told that they're arrogant and cocky and conceited and blah, blah, blah. But that's something that they might need to work on. Everybody has things they need to work on. Okay. Here we have this star. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, but you don't have to be. But this talks about healing and getting your wishes granted. This is meant to be. You are their person, right? They are your person. They just, got some work to do, but I'm sure you do too, right? We're just not talking about you. We're talking about them. Anyway, this is meant to be, right? This is your person. But it's like, I feel like even everybody is like, oh my God, I can't believe you're with so-and-so, right? So cocky, so conceited, thinks their ish don't stink, right? So here we have secret love. You're my little secret. I feel like you stopped telling people that you were with this person because they're such an ass. And they would, it's almost like rather than work on things, they would just rather it be a secret, because then they can go on being conceited and arrogant and cocky. Not that they don't have any reason to be, because, it's like they win at everything. You're like, how in the hell does that work for this person? It would never work for me, but it does for them. Some people are just like that. Don't be mad at me. I feel like they say this to you a lot in private. That's just the way I am, baby. Don't be mad at me, right? Male, female, it doesn't really matter. But they say that a lot, right? Okay. Sagittarius. What's going on for Sagittarius? 5 of Swords. So you've got somebody playing a lot of mind games with you, right? It's like they're, I don't know. They're trying to control you, or they're just negative. It's negative. They're playing mind games. This has one of those, it's got a puppet, right? Like they're pulling all of your strings. They're triggering you constantly. I stress myself out thinking about you. I bet. Because they're in your mind, right? They are in your mind. It's like, I don't know. I feel like this person could be a narcissist. I feel like this person could be not right for you. Obviously, there's something that keeps you there. Realization. Yeah, you're going to figure it out. I feel like this has been going on for a while, though. I feel like this is a situation that is finally going to come to like an ugly head, and you're going to be so relieved when it's over. But at the same time, there are some really great things about this relationship, which is why you stay, right? That's why you stay. And here we have Knight of Pentacles. Again, took forever, but this person was never gonna mature to anything above a knight, right? And we don't want a knight. We don't really even want a king. We want an emperor or an empress, right? They're not matching your energy. You are more emotionally mature than they are. And again, that's not judgmental. It's just true. But it took you forever to get there, right? With this realization, you're like, finally, you've got it figured out. This person's not going to change. Whatever kept you there is what kept you there. In a daze, flashbacks of our passionate adventures. Yeah, it was probably the sex that kept you there, right? And that'll do it. That'll do it for a lot of people. A lot of people. It happens. It's just the relationship wasn't ever going to work, right? And maybe you're better off just, friends with benefits. Just don't stay tangled up with this person, because they're never going to mature, or at least not with you. There's somebody out there for both of you. It's just not each other. It's not you. I'm just really busy. I feel like instead of just telling this person how you feel, you're just like, oh, we can't get together now because I'm really busy. We can't get together later because I'm really busy, because it's not worth having a discussion or an argument with them, right? So do with that what you will. Again, it might be better to just be friends with benefits. And I bet if you pitch that to this person, they'll like that idea. It's just an easy alternative, right? Okay. Capricorn. Let's do it. The Magician. Right? You have everything you need to manifest a perfect relationship or the perfect relationship for you, right? Now that doesn't mean that it's this person that you're thinking of, right? It's probably not. And you may have manifested this person because you need to work on things, right? Because that's how we level up. You manifest what you need. And what you need is maybe totally different than what you end up with. The problem is I expect an instant reaction from you. Already you're triggered. Is that what this deck is? Yeah, triggers. I love this deck. Fire Witch Tarot. Shameless plug for her. She's amazing. I love her decks. You guys are just so different. You know, you're a fire sign. Or sorry, earth sign. And they're probably a fire sign. Or similar energy, right? It's like, and again, this could be flipped, right? This could be you, this could be them. But it's like when something happens or when you say something or when you do something, whatever it is, it's like you want them to react right away. And they don't. Right? Or you don't, whatever it is. So here we have enamored, love potion. I feel like there's intense emotions here. I just feel like it's very manipulative, and it may be on both ends. And I don't mean that you're manipulating them. I just mean that the energy itself is manipulative. Makes you believe that this is your forever person because of, you know, all of the other great things. But I don't think that it is. And when you're talking about a love potion, you're talking about trying to either change yourself or manipulate the situation so that this person will be with you. And we shouldn't have to do that. They should just be with you because they want to be. And again, I'm not talking about you being manipulative or them being manipulative, although you could be. I don't know, but I don't judge. All right, Knight of Wands. So yeah, I feel like your person is a fire sign. Could be a Sag, but it doesn't have to be. But I feel like it's very... It's like a flash in a pan, right? It burns really bright, but it goes out just as quickly. Oof. All right. A real man. I will look you in the eye and tell you how I feel. I have no problem expressing my emotions, but you don't get a reaction out of him. Or vice versa, right? This is a person who sits on things a while before they act or even before they react. Again, could be an earth sign and a fire sign. If you're the Capricorn, then that's talking about you, right? Thinking things through, not acting too quickly, but it's just not working. The energy isn't aligned, right? And here we have, I'm sick of waiting. You know, that makes sense because this energy isn't matched. It's like you're both kind of waiting on each other to do what you want them to do. But you're both just doing what you do. Okay. And this could be a lesson for you, right? A lot of times our failed relationships are really lessons learned. They're not failures. They're lessons learned. That's how we learn, right? Do you call your toddler a failure every time they fall? No, it's a learning process, right? Same with relationships. It's the exact same thing. Okay. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius. All right, let's do it. The Eight of Cups. Evolving, walking away, leaving things in the past. So there's like an exit from this relationship because you both have evolved as much as you can with that person. And again, it's another one of those situations where it's not a failure, it's a lesson learned. Every failed relationship, which isn't a failure, helps get you to the person you're supposed to be with, so that relationship works and lasts, right? I see things you're not ready to understand, and I have to remind myself of it. So this is one of those things where, again, you're just not going the same direction. You're not growing at the same rate. You're not evolving at the same rate. which doesn't mean one person is wrong and the other one is right. It just means you've learned everything you can from that person, and now it's time to move on, right? Heartstorm. It hurts because I feel like you do have a lot of deep feelings. But again, you both have learned all you can from each other. I gotta fix this. There we go. Okay. So it's like you hate to do this because you do care about them and it hurts, but you know them when it's time to walk away, right? And that's important because we all need to know when it's time to walk away. All right, 7 of Swords. Somebody could be lying and cheating, but again, they may accuse you of that because you're breaking up with them, and that's not it. It's just that the relationship has run its course, and so they're not able to cope with it. They're not able to admit that it just didn't work, so they accuse you of something, right? Also, this is your signal to not lie to them. Just tell them the truth. We are just not going in the same direction. Doesn't mean that I don't care about you. Don't lie to them because that's going to set them back and give you bad juju. Come to me. I'm calling you in, manifesting you home. Come to me, my love. Again, like I said, every relationship from the past leads you to the relationship that's correct, right? You've learned some lessons, or they have, however it works, but now you're calling in your true soulmate, right? Now you're ready. Now it's time for that relationship to really work, that this next relationship, your true person comes to you and it's going to work, right? Things have been rough lately. I'll say this relationship is rough. It's just, you had to go through it to get to the next step, right? You can't get to the top of a mountain unless you climb it. And in a relationship, that hurts. It hurts so bad and it sucks so bad, right? But you have to go through it. It's just the way it is. There's no other way it can be. Every relationship leads you to the next one. All right, Pisces. What is going on for Pisces? All right. We have the Sun. So Pisces, you could be dealing with a Leo, but you're gaining some clarity. You've grown emotionally, spiritually, right? You've grown. And now you're seeing things very clearly. I just want union already. That's probably both of you. But in Pisces, I feel like this has been your story for a long time. You may be in a relationship that has run its course, right? You may even be in a relationship with a Leo that's run its course, and now you see that clearly. But again, every failed relationship is not really a failure. It's a lesson learned. So you're calling in your soulmate, right? And here we have Winter. Yeah, things are dead in the connection that you're in, or that your person's in, whichever way it may be. It's over. Now, they may not be ready to leave yet, or you may not be ready to leave yet, or whatever it is. But again, every relationship that you've been in is a stepping stone to the relationship that you stay in. Does that make sense? Here we have the 10 of Swords. So, again, things have ended. That really coincides with the Winter card, right? It's an ending, a completion. It's painful, right? Because I feel like there may still be emotions there. It's just that relationship has run its course, and you are calling in your soulmate, or vice versa. So one of you is going to leave a relationship. The other one has been waiting forever for this to happen. Aimed right at you. Love is in the air. So something significant could happen on Valentine's Day. I don't know why, but I just feel like it. But again, this person is aimed right at you. They're on their way. They're coming, right? They just have to figure out how to get out of, or you have to figure out how to get out of this connection that you're in, right? And I almost feel like Pisces, I almost feel like you start to speak up so many times and then you stop because it gets really intense and you don't want to hurt that person. I'm bluffing. So yeah, it's almost like the person who's in this connection that they're trying to get out of has finally got to tell the truth. Because the person they're with senses that something is amiss, right? Something is going on. And they're trying to explain it away, right? Okay, guys, this is what I got for you. Thank you for joining me here on Late Night Love. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I read all of them. I love them. I am open for personals. All of that information is in the description box below. I love you long time, and I will see you next time.